Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
It's your Wednesday podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, we called it WWW today, Phil. Wow. Wonderful Wednesday.
Wonderful. And it has been wonderful. We've come to the end of the show. It's been so much fun. And it was wonderful because, and you'll hear in the show, my daughter Millie, I give the girls a hug before I come to radio. That was kind of, at the beginning when we said, will I do this? Missing the beginning of the day with the kids was the hardest part.
Yeah.
Obviously, working with Andy is a dream. It's not hard.
I wasn't going to say it, but you've said it. So there you go. So, okay, you give your girls a hug. What about the boy, Josh?
No, Josh is not interested.
He doesn't like the hugs?
Well, he does love a hug, but in the morning he doesn't feel the need for that to get on with his day.
He doesn't want the morning hug.
Well, if I'm at home and next week there'll be a day, it's Bella's 18th, giving it away, so I'll be home that morning, and then I'll hug him and wake him up. He doesn't object to that. But the girls have said if I was to leave in the morning and not go into their rooms, wake them up with a hug, and they go back to sleep, then I would be in big trouble.
Oh, okay. So they really want that hug.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a must.
That's nice.
That's their
So what does
idea.
Josh get?
Well, when he comes home from school.
Oh, so his attention comes later in the day.
He's happy with that.
But in the morning you don't open the door and have a little peek and make sure he's still there, or
Oh, I've never felt the need to check on it.
pray for him or something.
No,
I don't know.
do you think
leave him a little
it's
gift
a
or
bit-
something? I don't know.
Do you think?
A little glass of orange juice or
Should I be
something?
doing
I don't
that?
know. I'm
Maybe
just
I
talking
should
out
be
loud.
doing.
I don't know.
Are
don't
good
know.
ideas? No, look, all ideas are good ideas. Not a bad. I think Josh just loves his sleep. He's out to it. And in the mornings, if you were at our house, you'd wake up in the morning, and even on a birthday, we have quite the ritual. The table is set, and there's the kids have always wanted Cocoa Pops for brekkie. So there's
How
Cocoa Pops.
good are Cocoa Pops?
Oh, I mean, breakfast of champions, really. But there's presents, there's balloons. We all come up, and that's the one day everyone has to get up early because you can't open the presents without the whole family.
That's nice.
Except Josh will still. Josh, you need to get up. Yeah, he gets up. He walks straight by, completely ignores everything.
Yeah, like a zombie.
Straight to the bathroom, straight to the shower.
So are the Cocoa Pops only for birthdays, or are they every day?
No.
Yeah,
Just for
special
birthdays.
treat.
Birthdays.
You know what I used to love? I used to love having Cocoa Pops, and then at the end you drink the milk, the chocolate flavoured milk. It was like a milkshake. It was so good.
Just like a chocolate milkshake, only crunchy.
But I'd eat all the Cocoa Pops first, so I was just left with the
course.
chocolate milk. Then I'd drink it. Gee, it was a nice little
Imagine
breakfast.
how much sugar is in that.
Imagine how much sugar was in my childhood, Phil. I had a lot of stuff
We
like my
didn't even
childhood.
think about it. It wasn't.
No one
a
warned
considerate-
us.
No one was saying, "Oh, that's too much sugar."
No.
Now with everything, I'm like, "How much sugar is in that?"
Yeah.
Maybe life was easier because we were just whatever.
Well, they call it the White Death. I mean, it causes a lot
gracious.
of problems and health issues, which no one warned us about. I think the only thing that saved us a little bit in my childhood was there was a lot of outdoor activity because there wasn't as much
True.
devices and
True.
things to do at home. You're kind of bored at home, so you got out and you ran
True.
around, you rode your bike everywhere, surfed a lot in my case. And so I think that's what saved us because we ate so much sugar. Every drink was a soft drink.
Yeah.
Or a fruit juice. I
or
hardly ever
cordial.
drank water.
We had a lot of cordial.
Well, that's got sugar in it.
Well, I don't like to think about it that way, but yes, that's right.
But even I remember going and play sport and stuff, and you just scull a can of soft drink in between games. No idea, Phil. No idea. No one warned us about this stuff. It was liquid, so you figured, that's what I need. That's liquid.
It's basically water,
That's
just
a drink.
better.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy the show today. There is lots. We've gone off topic now, but
big time.
That's the beauty of the podcast.
That's right.
Is you get that little insight into our brains.
Bonus content.
Do you want that? I don't know. Let us know. Anyway, enjoy the show and a wonderful Wednesday to you.
Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily podcast. Please subscribe to the show, rate it on your favourite podcast platform, and share the link on your socials. It all helps get the word out.
Good morning. It's Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday on Rise and Shine.
Wonderful Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that, Phil.
Well, that
I'll
was
say,
thanks to Millie.
Wow, wonderful Wednesday.
Can we
Triple
get up with
W.
another one?
WWW.
So it's it's wonderful Wednesday, and it's a wacky probably, but that was thanks to Millie, my daughter. Sometimes I give her a hug before I come in. Gave her a hug this morning. She said, "It's wonderful Wednesday, Mum."
Oh, that's nice.
So I was like, "Yes, it is."
So she's got Friday, she's got to
Yes.
patent that one, and now she's got Wonderful Wednesday. So she's got 2 out of 5 days there. That's good.
Really, she's doing most of the work for me on the show.
She
so
is.
At some point, we'll have to bring her in as a junior producer.
She's a creative genius, Phil.
She is. In fact,
Pull her out of school. Just get her a job.
School is wasted. There's a little post on our Rise and Shine page of us coming into Penguin. I said to her last night, "Mills, I've got these pieces of video. Can you put it together for me?" "No problem, Mum." Here she goes. And I said, I'm sorry that you're having to. No, it's tech time for me, Mum. It's all good.
Tech time.
It's allowable tech time.
Yeah.
So there is a post up on our Rise and Shine Facebook page. You can see us coming into Penguin because we're back from our Tassie adventure, but there's some little pieces that will come out of the next few days. That's one of them of us driving into, because we were so excited to visit Penguin.
We were, and if you're just joining us and you've never listened to us before,
Hi.
Penguin is a town in Tasmania. Phil and I and Noah, our social media guy, visited there on Saturday, and it was a very pretty place, wasn't it, Phil?
You can see if you go to Rise and Shine on Facebook. Also there, you'll find a little clip of us in the car and a moment where some tech tried to debunk us, I guess you could say, where we went rogue. Some tech went rogue.
Yes.
We're going to chat about it a bit later on. But if you want to,
we need to explore that, Phil. Need to work out what happened.
If you want to jump in early, it is up now on our Rise and Shine Facebook page. But there's lots to come today. Our chappies are going to drop by.
They are.
Did you want to say what they're going to talk about?
Mark and Cindy are going to bring a devotional for us today, Phil. And yes, I do know what it's about. It's all about my sheep hear my voice.
How good is that? Because sheep aren't always the cleverest of animals.
No, you were looking at a few sheep in Tasmania, weren't you?
I was looking at some sheepies as we went along.
Lots of good-looking, healthy sheep they were too.
They did look.
Lots of green pastures down there.
Yummy, but I just feel like that's bad form.
Phil wanted to eat one of them. Well, I'm glad you didn't snatch one and eat one, Phil, because that doesn't end well. That's what the Jolly Swagman did, and it didn't end well for him, did it? Stole someone's sheep.
I just don't, like, it's not right. I'm so sorry. Also, we're going to cross live to our New Zealand Cuzzy Bros at Rema.
We are, yes.
And they've got a game they've been putting together for us to try and, want to lessen the gap between the nations. Really,
Yes.
let's all be one.
We're going to try and understand each other. Don't know how that's going to go.
We'll do our
though.
best. So that's about an hour and a half from now. So lots of fun to come on this wonderful Wednesday. Wow. It's Rise and Shine. Next up, we are going to just debrief our trip to Tassie, just in case you missed it. I mean, it's Wednesday. You might not have heard on Monday and Tuesday.
Rise and Shine on Vision Christian Radio.
Yesterday we were talking about whether or not, as we've been meeting our wonderful Vision family in Tasmania, lots of them saying we're their alarm clock, like they're waking up to our voice, and we were saying, I don't know how we feel about that. Because it's not
Sort of concerns me a little bit.
Like maybe there should be some more of that. But I did have Michelle over on Facebook say she loves in the Rise and Shine that we have nice voices to wake up to. So thank you for the support. We were wondering that. But yes, we have been in Tasmania over the weekend, and how much fun did we have, Andy?
Well, we had a lot of fun, but we also had a lot of faith, Phil, a lot of times
Fellowship.
where people were in fellowship, people were encouraged. We saw God move and touch people. So it was a great trip. We left on Thursday, I think, and we got back. I got back on Monday, you got back on Sunday. So we packed a lot into those few days in Tasmania, that's for sure.
We surely did. And yesterday we called Mayor Teeny Brumby from Burnie, and she had been the one who had invited us to come for a number of reasons, to see Burnie, meet the wonderful Vision team, but also to swim in the freezing cold Bass Strait in the middle of winter, which you thought was a great idea. I have to say I had my doubts.
And now you're a true believer, aren't you, Phil?
I did have fun, actually.
I see you're a member of the local Burnie cold water swimming club. I forget the exact name of it now, but you've joined. I see you on there.
I am. I get updates every morning of other people who are doing this and their photos. And yeah, I am a member now of that local
Proud
group.
member.
A proud member. I'm not sure if I'll be doing it again. Although I did think next time, would I do it without the wetsuit? Maybe.
Well, why not, Phil?
Well, I was told as I was in the water, there's not a lot different, to be fair. But it did make us think, hey, let's check in with Mayor Teeny to see how we obviously love the trip. Did they love it in Burnie? Or the memories? What are the memories of it? And so we had Mayor Teeny on the line, asking her how she thought the trip went.
Oh, guys, it was my absolute honour. I mean, who would have thought in a million years that when you put the official invitation out to Phil and Andy of Rise and Shine Vision Radio to come down to Burnie, Tasmania, that they would say yes.
Well, we like the fact that it all started with Phil's obsession with reading out the weather from Penguin, because she just likes the name so much. And here she is reading out the weather from Penguin, and you're listening, you call in, you invite us, we come. I mean, the rest is history, as they say, Mayor.
It was absolutely fabulous, guys. And what a thrill that Tasmania turned on the weather for you guys. I mean, when we got to record live Friday morning, we were sitting there overlooking the beautiful, picturesque Burnie foreshore. the skies were blue, the sun was popping up over the horizon, and we were selling the vision to Phil, Andy, you and I, about what was going to be so beautiful, taking Phil out into the water the next day. I mean, the inspiration was there, wasn't it, Phil?
It was stunning. It is beautiful, a beautiful part that we're both in love with Burnie and the whole region, actually. Teeny, tell us, what did it mean to you and the town? What's been the feedback?
Look, I've had actually overwhelming feedback, particularly from the Christian community, just saying, thank you so much for bringing Phil and Andy. They're just so appreciative to be able to meet you guys face to face. I mean, we get to hear your voices on the airwaves, but to see you guys, to get to meet you, that privilege for so many, they were really thrilled. And on the Friday night, we had that chance to gather some of the churches along the coast at Lifehouse, and I got to turn the microphone onto you both. I became a journalist overnight.
You did.
Very good at it.
It was fantastic fun. And then turning the microphone to you both and asking you, what are you getting out of your journey in Vision? How did you come to be involved? What are some of the special stories that you guys have picked up over your time at Vision? And then, Phil, listening to some of your journey that you've shared live on the airwaves. I wasn't aware of some of your health journey that you've traversed this year. That became very poignant. There was a couple of people that said to me the next day, Teeny, oh my gosh, I was especially encouraged by listening to Phil, the fact that she's juggling so many different things right now, and then a health issue that nobody knew about that was in attendance on the Friday night. It was just beautiful. We were so encouraged by your visit to Burnie, and I just hope that more people start to tune in to the beautiful, uplifting, great content, rich content that is Vision Radio.
Yeah, well, we were blessed too. And because you opened up the door, Teeny, we obviously went to Hobart as well and got to connect to hundreds of people in Hobart in a cafe and also in a church on the Sunday. And, many were blessed. People responded to the appeal for salvation on Sunday. And that was all because of you, Mayor, that you invited us and we went down there and just had 4 faith action-packed days, wasn't it, Phil? It felt like 4 weeks, but it was only 4 days. But we feel it was fruitful time, and we just feel like God used us and our time there, and obviously Vision Radio while we were there to just bless so many people. So we just want to say thanks again, Mayor, for extending to us that invitation.
Well, look, it was an absolute privilege having you guys.
Yes, well, our privilege, really, to go to Tasmania. That was Mayor Teeny Brumby from Burnie who invited us to come.
Yeah, she opened up the door,
Incredible.
Phil. And, on the Sunday, or actually it might have been the Saturday afternoon, our young social media officer, Noah and I, we drove to the top of that Mount Wellington in Hobart. It's so high. And there's a Vision Tower up there, which broadcasts about 60 kilometres in any direction. It's huge. Massive. And so everyone in the town of Hobart can actually hear Vision crystal clear. And I was with someone yesterday, Phil, who used to be the CEO here a few years ago, Ian Warby, and he said years ago he went up to that mountain before there was that tower up there, and he prayed and declared, God, give us a signal across the city of Hobart. And he did it by faith, and he said, and now you go there and it's actually there. And it's so encouraging, isn't it, to see the journey of Vision across Australia, how it started as just one transmitter in a place called Beaudesert, and today more than 800 transmitters, one of them in Hobart, a citywide signal. So I don't know about you, it's just great to be a part of what God's doing here at Vision.
We're so blessed. And you're right. I remember standing in front of the Way Cafe where you were broadcasting on Monday, and you look up and you can see this huge mountain. Often there is snow up there, and we see photos of that. Talking to Faith, one of the young, she's in grade 9, and she was telling me about that tower and what it means to their family to have that Vision signal in Hobart. And it's massive. You can't miss it. Great reminder of what God is doing, not just in Hobart but across the country. But while we were on our travels, I have to say not everything went smoothly.
No, well, it never does it?
Well, it never does. So there was a moment where, and it's not Andy, I'm not putting you, it was nothing to do with you, it was to do with technology.
That's right.
So there's a bit of tech that went rogue. We're gonna chat it and debrief.
Tried to sabotage our trip, didn't it, Phil?
It certainly did. But we're smart. Are we smarter than the sat nav? You'll find out next.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. the Rise and Shine podcast.
I finally got a bit more sleep, Andy.
Oh, you're back to your normal sleep patterns.
Yeah.
You weren't sleeping well in Tasmania. Phil.
I think it was just we had so much on late nights, and I do like my body likes routine. So
Yeah.
normally I'm asleep by 8:30.
Okay.
So when you push the envelope and we're sort of up till 11:30, your body sometimes finds it hard to fall asleep.
It does. It's like a bit out of your routine. I didn't know that, Phil, that you were out of your routine in Tasmania.
You didn't notice that. I think yesterday we said, I feel like we were up for every hour that we were in Tasmania.
Well, there was a lot to do,
It
a
was
lot to
wonderful. We were
see,
so
and there's
busy.
still more that we didn't see and do, so we need to get back there, don't we?
But one of the things that we did, it was fun and a bit different. And I have to say, I wasn't sure how it would go, is that we spent a lot of time in the car as a unit, like yourself, myself, and Noah.
A team.
A team. We were a team in the car.
Team Vision.
Team. We were representing full Vision merch. And I'm concerned about you giving it a Jandal tendencies.
Yes.
That's my concern, is my own safety
Yes.
and that of my family, because they need me. And so...
And in that context, I was very surprised that as soon as we landed in Launceston, you're like, "Oh, Andy, do you want to drive?" And I'm like, "Okay." I thought you were going to drive.
I
thought
could have driven.
You didn't feel safe with me driving, Phil.
But there you go.
But straight away, you reneged on that
I was
and let me
prayed up.
drive. You were prayed up or tired, one of the two.
The more spiritual answer is that I was prayed up, but yeah, in
So
reality,
I was the
tired.
designated driver the whole trip, and I just want to put it out there, Phil. We got home safely. No mishaps, no accidents, but there was an attempted sabotage of our trip, wasn't there, Phil? Our road trip.
There was. We were coming through. So on the way back, so we from Burnie, which is on the north coast, we had to get to Hobart by mid-afternoon. We had some interviews to do, and then the first hymn premiere that evening. So we had a lot to do in quite a short time period. Like it was timed out really to the half hour.
Yeah.
Because we had to allow dinner, otherwise I can't operate.
Yeah.
So we had.
But we also wanted to see Penguin.
We
didn't
wanted to see Penguin.
The
So we
town
were
of
like,
Penguin.
oh, do we have time? We were like, yeah, there's always time for Penguin. This beautiful town where we had heard about, we'd done the weather from Penguin, and that kind of had spurred this whole trip going
It
on.
had.
So we wanted to see Penguin.
So we're driving along, and it's such a beautiful coastal road. You're right next to the ocean, and there's a railway line
Yes.
that also hugs the coast. And from the train, you could see the ocean if you're on a train. And we're just driving along innocently, aren't we, Phil? Minding our own business, admiring the scenery.
Well, to be honest, we had put in the sat nav that you were going to go from Burnie, take us to Hobart.
I did put that in there.
Yeah, and then this was a detour that we didn't tell Siri about.
No.
So the whole time, it's lovely, but there's someone in the background, like a voice,
Yes,
constantly telling you off.
that's right.
You're in the wrong place.
That's right.
She was very demanding, wasn't
She was.
she?
Yeah, and she didn't seem happy because as we ignored her and drove into Penguin, which was not the quickest way to Hobart,
No, it was not.
she gave us a commandment, didn't she, Phil? Which would not have ended well for any of us if we'd obeyed.
Well, that's right. So this is coming out of Penguin. We're still hugging the coast road because Andy is like, I'm following this road. I don't care really how long this takes.
That's
this
right.
is too pretty to go across. This is what's happening in the car. So we're pretty sure that Google has got it in for us, Andy. You've been ignoring her, and what did she just ask you?
me to take a sharp
A sharp left. So let's go left, right into the ocean.
That's right.
So
That's
we're
what Google wants.
So Google in Tasmania is definitely out to get us. What are you going to do, Maverick?
And
You gonna follow
Google's
it?
motto is "Don't be evil." Well, isn't that a lie? Eh?
Sharp left here.
misinformation. I want Albo onto this now. I want action now. Albo, Long, get onto it.
Oh my goodness,
Get
Andy.
onto it.
There we go. Adventures on the road. So there you go. That was us driving along. To the left, I want you to imagine an ocean. So the beautiful ocean. There's a little railway track and then a steep cliff, really
Yep.
a hill, straight into the ocean. And Google's there. She's demanding.
Turn left now.
Turn left now. Turn. And we're like, there is no road here.
Is this a precursor to what the future looks like, Phil? I don't know. I mean, I've seen that movie Terminator. Is there a link here with these machines and all this technology just trying to get rid of us all? I don't know.
So, like, if we had followed her instruction,
We'd be in the drink.
we'd be in. That is exactly.
We'd be in the drink with the penguins.
Which, we would have just extended our time in Penguin, which was lovely, but wasn't the plan. But I'm thankful to you, Andy, because,
That I ignored Siri's voice.
yeah, that you were used to ignoring women's voices.
Well, Phil, let's not go too far there, Phil. Let's not develop that thought too much. I just would like to say I'm used to using common sense regardless of the gender of the voice giving me bad advice. I'm just happy to follow the road, Phil. Follow the road.
Just don't do what you're told. Go the other way. Right. But that sat nav was definitely going road. So we want to have a chat. Is this just us, or have you been given some dodgy directions at some point?
Surely you have.
Has it led you astray? Have you ended up in the drink?
Yeah, that's right.
Or maybe you were like Andy and you say, no way, I'm not following those dodgy directions.
Yeah.
We would love to hear from you this morning.
We would.
1-800 316 316 is the number to call, or you can jump on Facebook. You can see that little piece of footage that I just played out. You can actually see it
on the
live.
Rise and Shine page. Have you got a Gilligan's Island tale? Not on a boat though, but in a car. Have you been in a car and given dodgy directions and ended up somewhere that you didn't plan on being? 'Cause that's what happened to Gilligan and the crew, didn't it, Phil? They ended up on an island. They weren't expecting to be on that island. They were marooned there for several years.
Well, there you go. The call's out there. Dodgy directions. Hit us up. 1-800 316 316. Coming up, there's no dodgy directions when it comes to the Bible story sound off.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
Are you ready for a challenge? Listen to the mystery sound, correctly name the Bible story, and win a great prize. Sounds easy, but is it? Rise and Shine's Bible Story Sound Off.
That's right. So we thanks to Chelsea, who on Monday we had the live broadcast in Tasmania.
I was amazed. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea is like the Tasmanian chess champion or a debating champion or something like that. She had a very high intellect, Phil.
And she was just so calm.
Very calm.
She walked in and we said, do you want to play the game? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no worries. They have a listen. Oh, yeah, that'll be the Tower of Babel. Yeah. What?
Like the classic smiling assassin. You just don't see it coming, Phil.
She took out our sound, just like that. So yesterday we played you the answer for that. But today, though, we have a brand new sound. I wonder, should we fly the machine, Andy?
I think we need to, Phil.
Okay.
It's time. Look, and you're flying the ship today, so...
Wow, there you go. If you're playing along, it'll be a nice, safe drive.
Well, allegedly, Phil.
And we're not asking for directions, so nothing can go wrong with the sat-nav telling us to go left. We're just going to land peacefully inside a Bible story and we're going to suck out a sound. I mean, I'm going to go past that guy because he sounds quite aggressive.
Sounds a little bit dodgy, doesn't he?
You know when you're on the road and some people are a bit aggressive and you're just like, smile and wave.
That could be one of Haman's sons,
Phil. It could
have
been from Esther.
Prior to their demise.
If you're wondering who Haman is in the Bible, well, Queen Esther's story, about an hour from now.
You'll have to listen up.
You will.
He's the bad guy in the book of Esther.
He's the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Every story needs a bad guy.
That's true.
There's none here, though, none at Vision. But here we go. We are going to land, and now I'm ready. I'm going to suck out this sound. We played it for the first time yesterday, but if you missed it, here is our brand new sound. That's it. That's all there is.
Wow.
Do you want it again?
Yes, so this is a sound from a Bible story. Let's have another listen.
What do you reckon, Andy?
Well, I had my two guesses yesterday, and we know how they ended. Someone else had the same guesses.
They did. I'll play you the wrong guesses from yesterday just to warm you up, okay? If you're listening at home, this is what it's not.
Is it in the story of Ahab and Elijah where where Elijah and Ahab are going back to the city and there's a big rain? There's a lot of rain.
Oh, I think it could be the rain pouring down when Noah was on the ark.
Oh, yes.
Is it the fiery furnace when they opened it ready for Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego?
It's none of those things.
And they were my two guesses too, weren't they, Phil?
Andy, yesterday couldn't remember what the sound was. So how are you going today? Can you remember the story?
Well, I do now.
You do? Okay, good.
Because you told me, yes.
Okay. I'll write it down somewhere. But there you go. There's none of those stories, although they were fantastic guesses.
They were very good guesses.
They were very good. Your job at home, though, is to try and match the sound to a story. There is plenty of other Bible stories that it could be. So I'm going to put it out there. It's one of those stories that you should know. There you go. That's a bit of a clue. It's a story that you should know.
Yeah, it is. Like all the stories we use, Phil, it's a fairly well-known story, we'll say that. It's not obscure.
No, it's not obscure. We're being nice. We're trying to be nice today.
The Rise and Shine podcast.
I can see I've got Natalie there. What are you thinking?
I think it is. In fact, I'm pretty confident.
Oh,
Ooh,
really?
Okay.
Great. That's a big statement this early in the morning.
This early, yes.
It's only day 2.
I know. You know Elijah with the 450 prophets of Baal?
Yes,
And
yes.
they all built their altars and they carried on and called and cut themselves and the fire didn't light, and then he completely soaked his altar and then he called on God and there was this big poof noise because all
big
the
tool.
water and everything burnt up. And that's what that is. That's all the water and everything and all the big explosion from above, I guess.
Wow.
Very powerful noise.
Wow. Natalie, I just love that you're so confident. Like you've come in, you're confident, you're sure of yourself.
I like confidence.
It's a great story. We love the confidence, and it pains me then to do.
Oh.
Everyone's disappointed. You can hear there's hundreds of people in the studio and they're all disappointed, but
It was a very good
guess.
crack though, Natalie. A very good
A
crack.
good crack. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
G'day, who have we got there?
Hello, this is Alan.
Hello. Now, what do you think it might be?
I think it is Jordan River. It was overflowing when they were crossing it. So it looks like overflowing.
Yes. Well,
That's a very good guess.
and it's a little bit left of centre. Like you don't often hear
Yes.
about. That's not the river crossing that sort of majored on in kids' story. So, look, it's not. But it
He
just
fell, shut you down there. I really wanted to explore that a little bit more because it's a great story. You mean when the priest stepped into the river and it dried up, that one, and they crossed it?
with Joshua.
That's a great story. I love that
It is
story.
great because he'd seen it with Moses, and then he does the same to go into the promised land. Yeah, no, excellent guess. Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
G'day, who have we got there?
My name is Shiloh.
Oh, Shiloh.
I think it might be the storm on Galilee when Jesus was sleeping and the disciples were like worrying a lot.
Shiloh.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that an interesting story when you see? And Jesus wasn't worried, was he?
No.
No.
Even though there was a storm, he was just
The cool
trusting
operator.
God, wasn't he, to look after him.
Like we should. That is a very good guess, Shiloh. I really don't want to actually press a button either way with this. Shiloh, I'm so sorry. Will you try again another day? Because it was an excellent guess.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you, Shiloh. It's like taking candy off a baby, Phil.
Adam, what do you reckon it might be?
Is it when the disciples were in the upper room and the Holy Spirit comes in
Ooh.
on the day of Pentecost?
I like that.
Excellent. Look,
I like that.
It's not that, but an excellent guess. Thank you, Adam.
Okay, thank
Bye. Oh, wonderful. Well, so many great guesses.
Lots of good guesses. I feel bad for little Shiloh, though, Phil. I mean, if you just join us, Phil's got the wrong button and the right button today. She's
do.
allowed to push them. I just feel like you pushed that button pretty quickly there,
I
Phil.
did not. I
thought a
took
nice
time.
soft landing
Oh,
would have
can
been
we
in
have
order
like
there. Maybe he said to Shiloh, you know what? You win, Shiloh. You win your own prize, your own game.
Is that what you want to do? Do you want to do that?
Such a cute little voice,
Well,
Phil.
shall we have a different button that's like, you're too good, you're too cute to get it wrong?
Yeah, you can't be wrong. It's impossible.
We just like,
Little Shiloh.
But then is there a case for that which, like as a parent, there was a point at which I wouldn't let the kids win anymore because I'm like, you need to learn that you don't always win.
Okay.
And that mum can beat you. Is that just me? Is that just
What were you, like these
Like a
physical
gaming
challenges
game.
or board games?
No,
What were
like
you
a board
whooping them
game.
in?
Like a board game.
So you were whooping them in the board games, were you?
Yeah, well, no, not all the time.
Yeah, no, that's two answers there, Phil. What's the answer, Phil?
The answer is
Final answer.
At some point, I made the decision that if they lost, they lost. And
In other words, you were whooping them in the board games.
Well, and I'm pretty competitive, so it's hard to lose.
How old were the kids, Phil? 3, 4? Give me the ages. Come on.
Probably young. Probably
Lay it on the
too
table,
young.
Phil.
But kids, maybe you should call and let us know if you
And
think
how
it
is
was
that childhood trauma game for them, Phil? Have they recovered
They seem fine.
from being beaten up on the board game
They seem
by
fine.
mum?
If it helps, at a young age, they could beat me physically anyway because I'm a terrible runner. So if there was a running race, even a 3-year-old would beat me. So, you know.
So what was your favourite board game you used to whoop them in, Phil?
Well, any of them. Like we played Kids Pictionary or
Okay.
Kids Monopoly.
Kids Monopoly,
But
yeah.
I feel like, you know.
And you would acquire a real estate empire, would you, in Kids Monopoly? The poor little kiddies would be out there begging on the streets, owning no property, and Phil had it all. Is that what was going on, Phil?
No, there was an element of that, but it was fine. They're fine. The kids are fine.
Oh, I'm sure they are, Phil.
They're fine.
I'm sure they are. And they'll probably whoop their kids one day as well.
100%. Well,
the tradition will continue.
Grandma will be whooping their kids. Don't worry about
a lot of whooping going on in your household, Phil, in the board game arena.
Well, you know.
And so poor little
at
Shiloh.
some point you've got to learn that you're not always a winner.
No, it's actually true. Shiloh, but thank you for calling up. And what a great answer. I liked how Shiloh recognised the fact that disciples should not have been worrying. That was very, very astute of Shiloh.
Very astute. We're asking for your calls this morning, though. I mean, really, if you want to help me, I haven't. This is actually not the talk topic today, but we're talking about sat navs gone rogue. And Jo's on the line. She's going to tell us a story in a second about one for her son. But yeah, maybe if you've been in the situation where you feel like I should be beating my kids, not at games.
Yep.
You can back me up. Andy's a bit against it. But
Full disclosure, Phil. Look, I had a kid in my church who actually had an international chess rating, and he was in grade 6.
No way.
He was a prodigy. And so I took him on in chess, and because I was the pastor, when you got the pastor and you're just a 12-year-old kid in the church, I managed to beat him in that game of chess, and I've refused to play him ever since. He actually just finished grade 12 last year.
I don't play Bella
He's never played again. So I'm still 1-0, and it's going to be 1-0 till the day go to heaven.
That's the way to do it.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day. This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
Wonderful Wednesday on Rise and Shine. We coined it. That's it. Millie woke up this morning, my little 13-year-old little. She's actually the same height as me now, Andy. But in my head, sorry, Mills, you're listening along as you have your breakfast. And she said, "It's wonderful Wednesday, Mum," as I gave her a hug before I came. So that's it for the day. Yeah. Wonderful Wednesday.
Well, I'm saying, wow, wonderful Wednesday.
Yeah, well, Andy has to build on it.
So it's WWW. I like that. Thank you, Millie. I like that. We can use that every Wednesday.
We can. We'll keep that in the bank there. But we have. I need to do a special call out. Kaz is one of our wonderful Rise and Shine family members, also a Vision ambassador. And she said she has been sharing the Vision love, and her friend Bev Carlson in Adelaide has been listening along for the very first time.
Oh, well, welcome to the show.
Yeah, so Bev, if you're listening, a big shout out from us. And Kaz, well done, ambassadorising.
Introducing someone to the app. I'm like you, Kaz. I'm a Vision Christian Media app dealer. I just push that app everywhere. Even on Sunday, I was in a church in Hobart, and the first thing I did, I said, get your phone, go to the App Store and download the Vision Christian Media app. There's podcasts on there, daily devotionals on there. You can listen to the radio on there. You can listen to Vision Worship on there. There's hours of fun for the whole family on that app, Phil.
There's even a Bible.
That's right.
It's incredible.
Yes.
And look, Bev, you're in Adelaide, so I thought I would let you know as well as the app, you could listen along on 1611 AM. It's high frequency powered station there. And the weather in Adelaide today, because I wonder if they would swim. We swam in Tasmania over the weekend. It's a bit warmer in Adelaide at the moment. It's about 9.3 degrees to be exact. We're heading to 17.
Feels like what, Phil?
You know I want to, don't you? So it feels like 7.4 degrees.
I was going to say 7.8.
Were you? Well, you would be way off.
Way off.
At least 0.4.
That could be another layer of clothing.
It could be. Oh, well, you do need that. I've got my Tassie Tux with me today in the studio, and it's 20.5 degrees in here.
Well, it is, yes, according to the thermostat on the wall. You're right.
I'm just looking at it. There you go. But welcome, Bev, welcome, Kaz, and everyone listening along in Adelaide. We're so glad you're part of our Rise and Shine and Vision family.
Yeah, well, I'm in Psalm 2, verse 8. If you were with us yesterday, I was reading out from Psalm 2. The next one, this is a message from God to Jesus, and it says, "Ask of me, and I will give you the nations for your inheritance and the ends of the earth for your possessions." And there was a great song about that years ago, "Ask of me, and I will give you the nations." I don't want to try and sing it. Sorry, Phil. It's too early. But, the point is that, God has nations on his heart.
Yes.
He so loved the whole world that he sent his only begotten son. And that's a promise from God there. Because remember, when this was written, Israel was just one nation.
That's right.
And God is already saying here, we're going to give you nations to his son, to Jesus.
How good is that?
And the heart of God is still for nations, Phil. So we should always pray for other nations. Send people to other nations if they're going. Maybe even go to other nations ourselves if God calls us.
And you can feel like your nation is actually the end of the earth. That's a great promise for Australia.
It is.
So sometimes we were in Hobart, and you can feel like you are there, and as we're talking to people, the great south of the Southland of the Holy Spirit. But God is wanting to do incredible things, and we can certainly feel that when we landed in Tasmania, just God's will for Tasmania to fire up again.
Well, this verse says the ends of the earth for your possession. Well, really, from south of Tasmania, there's nothing else, Phil. That is the ends of the earth when you're staying in Israel prophesying about God doing something in the future. Very cool. We're on the ends of the earth on the
cool is
weekend,
that?
Phil.
And if you're in Hobart today, we love where you live. Like you are in just God's own country.
Yeah.
And great to know that God was talking about you all the way back in that early times in the Bible as well. Hey, coming up, talking of the Bible, we are going to jump into the book of Esther together.
Yes, we are.
We will be finishing it off, I think, this morning, or very, very close to it. After next up, then we have our chappies coming in. They've got a devotion about how we are sheep and we can hear God's voice.
Good message.
We might also check in across the ditch with our New Zealand colleagues.
Kiwi cousins.
Our Kiwi cousins. I'm going to put on my best Kiwi accent.
It's the daily podcast of your favourite Aussie breakfast show, Rise and Shine.
And this time of the day, every day, we jump into the Bible together.
We do, and we have been in the book of Esther, and hasn't it been a thrill, Phil, to walk through the book of Esther? And you know what? I'm never going to forget this now. There are 10 chapters in the book of Esther. If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago how many chapters are in Esther, I wouldn't have known the answer, Phil.
What would have been your guess?
I would have said 8 or 9. I don't know why. But there's actually 10 chapters in the book of Esther, and we are in chapter 10 today.
How cool is that? So this is the very last chapter, and it's a quick little chapter. It's
a biggie, though.
But it's a biggie because it actually draws it to it's a hugie. But let's keep you updated. If you are just tuning in for the first time, fear not. You can read this yourself anytime in a Bible.
Yeah.
You can get a paper Bible like the one I'm reading. Andy's reading it through an app, the Vision Christian Media app, which is free. You've got a Bible there as well. Jump online. But Esther is based on the story of the Jewish people, and they're at a difficult time in their history. They had already gone to the Promised Land and settled, and then they got taken away. They'd chosen not to follow God's commandments. And as a result, God said, hey, you've got some choices here, people. If you follow me and my commandments, all will be well and you can live in the Promised Land.
Yeah.
But if you choose not to, you're going to end up in captivity.
Yeah.
So they made the choice.
They did.
Not to follow God's plan.
And on that journey, Phil, many prophets warned them. Jeremiah and
100%.
others said, hey, guys, come back to God, come back to God. They ignored Jeremiah. They put him in prison. And then the Babylonians came along and conquered Israel, conquered Jerusalem, and carried them away as prisoners, those that weren't killed.
And so we see this at a point of the history, actually, where some of them are now, after a long period of time, allowed to return back to the Promised Land, but some remain in this sort of captive area. And we find ourselves in the capital, Susa, of the Persian Empire. So imagine this massive, if you can Google it to find a map, and it's actually, I did this and I was actually amazed how big it was, but from Ethiopia to Egypt, that's how big it was, including where modern day Jerusalem is now. All of that space was under the authority here of the Persian Empire, and a king, and this king was not a godly king, right, Andy? So we're not under godly government at this point.
No.
The king at the beginning, he has a queen. He decides he doesn't like her attitude, so he gets rid of her. And in her place, goes through a bit of a beauty pageant, and a new queen is found, and she's actually an orphan from the Jewish race, from this Promised Land, the people who'd been brought back and now are under captivity. He chooses Esther, but she hides this. She doesn't make it clear that she's a Jewish person straight up.
Yeah, and she becomes the queen of the greatest empire in the world at that time. There was 127 provinces, I just looked it up, or nation states that were part of this massive empire. So she finds herself in a very prominent position, Phil.
It's incredible. And we find that at that same time, not a surprise, we know that God sets people, and this is actually the crux of the story, is that there's an evil guy called Haman who's risen up in the kingdom, and he has his face set against the Jewish people and influences the king to put out a ruling that all Jewish people will be killed on a certain day about a year from that moment. And this is not the only time the Jewish people have faced annihilation. We see that same spirit actually rising up against the Jewish people at different times.
Even today, Phil, someone actually called us yesterday after the show was over. I listened to a voicemail message saying, he had a thought. He goes, Haman and Hamas, they're kind of doing the same thing. And he was kind of right. Like that spirit trying to destroy the Jews, it's been around for thousands of years.
But God is good because he's bigger and he's got a plan.
Yeah.
And we can see that in the book of Esther, and it's encouraging for us today as well to know God has a plan.
Yes.
And in the face of this, Queen Esther is there. She's in position. And we see Mordecai, her uncle, who's her advisor, says, hey, this is your moment. Who knows but that you have been placed in this position for such a time as this. And as a result of that, she eventually she fasts and gets everyone to. She goes before the king, gets him, and there's quite a process involved.
Yep.
But eventually we see that Haman comes to nothing.
Yeah.
And the king overturns that ruling, and Mordecai, the uncle, and Queen Esther are risen up
Yeah,
in the kingdom.
and the people of God are saved, and the Jewish people aren't destroyed, and actually many of the people of the land become Jews, so the Jewish race actually grows. So there's two takeaways for me here, Phil. We're in chapter 10, and basically chapter 10 says that Mordecai became great, he gets promoted.
He's the prime minister.
Yeah, it says that the king advanced him, and he was second only to the king. So there's two aspects to this. The first one is it's just like Joseph.
Yes.
And it's just like Daniel in
Yes.
Babylon. Joseph was in Egypt. Daniel was in Babylon. Here we have Mordecai in Persia. Three great empires, world empires, where God's people are promoted unexpectedly because Joseph was a slave. Daniel was also an exile or a prisoner. And so was Mordecai. He was a nobody. And yet God promoted these people into prominent positions. But the second thing I want to point out here, Phil, is that there's a spiritual analogy here that just like Haman tried to kill Mordecai, the devil tried to kill Jesus, tried to destroy him, and it came to nothing. So Haman is a type of the devil, and Mordecai is actually a type of Christ. And so just like Jesus, the devil tried to kill him, but he rose again and he came back. Here we see Mordecai promoted second only to the king, and that's just like Jesus. The Bible says in the book of Philippians that God promoted Jesus after he suffered on the cross and gave him the name above every other name, and he seated him at his own right hand. So we definitely see Jesus in the story of Esther, but also hope for all of us, Phil, that God wants to promote you and I. And especially if you're listening right now, you might have a job or a business or a profession, whatever you're doing, God wants to promote you in your workplace. God wants to promote you so you can shine light and be an example to people through what you do, doing it as a Christian, not doing it the way that people of the world do things.
So good, Andy. And what we see with all of those, and you look at Joseph and Daniel and also Queen Esther, is a heart towards God in what they were doing.
Yeah.
You see a humility, and God is not promoting necessarily the best or the brightest, or he's promoting the heart.
Yeah.
And you can see that with all three of those people in the Bible that we see became actually the greatest in the land. But actually you can see through them that this beautiful heart, that they were just heart towards God, doing the things that he'd asked them to do. And as a result of that, they were then promoted in their sphere of influence.
Yeah, so what's your biggest takeaway, Phil, from the whole story? What's the thing you like the most?
Well, I love that. And even in Tasmania, when we were talking to people, the number of people who said to me, this is their verse for the year, that verse that Mordecai said to Esther, but who knows that you have been made queen for such a time as this. There are so many people who have said to me, that is my verse for the year, that I am placed and I am positioned with a purpose, and that the sooner that I recognize that actually this is not by accident that I'm in this situation. It may look tough. Esther's in an ungodly situation.
Yeah.
It's exceptionally tough. It looks like everything's against her, and yet she knows that her God has placed her there. And that's my encouragement for you this morning, is that wherever you find yourself, whatever place you're in, yes, pause, pray, place yourself in God's hands, but expect him to move on your behalf.
Yeah. And I guess my takeaway is that, it's the book of Romans chapter 8 coming true here. God works together all things for good. So this story has intrigue, it has plots, it has scandals, it has attempts at annihilation, yet God works all things for good. At the end of the story, we see God's people on top. They're winning fell. They've overcome their enemies, and the kingdom of God continues to grow.
Praise God. Well, that is the book of Esther. Encourage you, jump in. Next week, we will be in James.
Jimmy.
I don't know if he gets called that. We'll ask him.
The book of
when
Jimmy.
he gets to heaven, we'll ask him if he wants to be the book of Jimmy.
You found the podcast of Vision's breakfast show, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
We're kind of talking about showing up in the right place at the right time. When
That's right.
you're following a sat-nav, and we were driving in Tasmania, and the sat-nav told us to turn left.
Into the ocean.
Into the ocean.
Tried to sabotage the whole trip, Phil.
She would have taken us down, but we did not follow the instructions. And
Well,
look, yeah.
Fortunately for you, Phil, the designated driver, who happened to be me, ignored the instructions and followed the road, and we lived to tell the tale.
It's the
Phil.
one time that Andy motto in life is just do whatever I like. Actually came through.
It actually worked for us, didn't it, Phil?
If you want to see footage of that, it's over on Rise and Shine Vision. You can see I've got a little video of that moment.
Yes.
Where the sat-nav went rogue. But we have got asking the question as a result.
Yeah.
Hey, have you got some dodgy directions at some point?
Tails. And we've had a text message, Phil. You know me, I love a text.
Love a text.
Jan has sent one. Good morning, Phil and Andy. I love your road trip story. I'm a disability support worker and I do a lot of driving. One of my clients thinks it's hilarious because I ignore Google Maps and go my own way instead of Google's way. So when Google keeps telling me to go a different way, my client calls her bossy lady. So now Google Maps is known in my car as bossy lady. Respect, Jen. We're on your team. We're on your team.
The bossy lady.
Ignore bossy lady.
Yeah, I actually think there should be I would love an Irish one.
Oh,
do you think like
yes.
that would make me happy if I had her saying, turn left now, please?
I think you do whatever you were told, Phil, in Irish.
Drive through the lights and on the left. If you like, just turn off here.
There you go.
There is some coffee for you.
you
She
go.
just needs to give
That'd
us
be
some,
nice.
If she was providing us with some positive reinforcement, maybe we'd be more likely to follow along. Anyway, look, I have got Jo. She's hanging on the phone here, literally. Jo, you've got a story for us.
Well, mine's a very recent one. My son is actually just completing his first year apprentice as a heavy diesel mechanic. So he's in a township of having to travel with his other work colleagues to Mareeba. He's at the work depot there, and with working on what they had to work on, he was told then to drive to a town called Dimbula to pick up some poles. So he's driving there, and he missed the turn off to Dimbula and kept travelling to a township called Chillago, which is like from Mareeba to Chillago was a 2 to 3 hour, 2 hour drive away. Following Google.
Yes.
And he was going to take that turn off to Dimbula, but Google said no, go the other way. So he kept following it and obviously took them the wrong way, which was wasted a 2 hour, round trip, nearly 3 to 4 hour trip round trip.
His trip was sabotaged.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, he did.
Do you think this technology is? Do you think it's working against us? Do you think it's trying to sabotage us and actually just ruin our lives? What do you think's going on here?
Yes. So now he knows to do the old way, following the signs, and not listening to Google taking you the other way.
The trust is forever ruined.
Well, I'm thinking about your son driving along there. And to me, it's an early form of the Terminator, because obviously the Terminator was this robot that wanted to take everyone down. It's almost like this technology. It's just starting to just mess with us a little bit. Let's just get them a little bit lost, get them a bit confused. And down the track, we'll evolve into some robots and just start hunting them down. That's what I'm seeing for the future anyway. It's a pretty bleak future we're looking at.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, but 2 hours, that's a long detour, 2 hours.
Then 2 hours back again.
Yeah, 2 hours back to the destination of Mareeba, and then they still had to travel back home, which is another 2 hours.
Oh.
Wow.
So they didn't get home till probably after 6 at night, so the work colleague weren't very happy. So, yeah, he's a little bit, yes. He doesn't want to disappoint anyone, but he feels very, very bad now.
Oh, it doesn't Google. It wasn't his fault.
I think an email to Google's in order. Just to ask some questions, because their motto is "Don't be evil," isn't that the Google motto?
I don't know. That's what you're saying.
I think it is. That's their brand.
Surely
Don't be evil.
not.
Yeah, I think it is, or it used to be. I don't know. An email's in order here. Excuse me.
We might write a list.
That's right.
We'll do a bulk version.
Because it definitely tried to get us to drive off the road into the ocean. There's no doubt about it. We were all there. We all heard the command, didn't we, Phil?
Oh, we've got evidence.
Turn left.
Turn left now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I have had that situation many a times too. I actually do my homework before I leave, and I sort of just get my bearings on, where I'm going to, because I know Google has many times given me bum steer where it's actually taken me way, like an hour drive away from my destination where I'm supposed to go, and hitting like a brick wall or off an embankment. And I'm like, you for real? That's not right. Where are you taking me to?
Look, this could be a conspiracy. We could be uncovering the world's greatest conspiracy right now.
Bring on your evidence this morning.
To ruin our lives.
Oh, dear. Jo, thank you.
Yes, and it's really nice hearing about Tasmania and everything as well with you guys sharing, because I would love to go at the end of the year, so I'm trying to organise to do that. So thank you for sharing those stories, and it sounds like a lovely place and lovely people.
Definitely, all of the above. We would be back in a heartbeat, wouldn't we, Andy?
We will be back in a heartbeat.
We're doing everything we can.
I'm already planning my next trip.
Only downfall is we all suffer from no time.
That's it.
That's right. You got to make. I think time slowed down. I mean, we're doing a lot while we were there, but it did feel a little bit like. Well, time. Yeah, it was just. It was relaxing. I felt calm in Tasmania.
Good.
Oh, that's good. Phil.
That's what I need.
I don't know. Even when I was driving with Andy, which was a minor miracle.
It was a bit like.
We were led by a cloud by the day and fire by night. That's what it was.
And a jandal during the day.
And we were giving it the jandal the whole time.
The jail.
Jo, thank you so much.
You. Appreciate that. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Well, those sat navs, you're calling it like as if it's taking over the world. I'm not going that far.
Look, it could be like the early stages, Phil, of Terminator. You know, we're going in a staged approach
You think
here.
they just-
The technology is starting to mess with us a little bit, just trying to make us take wrong turns,
Put you off kilter.
waste our time. Yeah, I think so. I
And
think
he's
so.
calling it.
Yep.
Conspiracy there.
Always encouraging and always fun. Rise and shine on Vision.
I love a good text message. Josh has sent one in, Phil. You know the difference between these felt temperatures, Phil, the
I'm
0.4
a big
degree
fan.
difference?
Big fan.
Well, this is what Josh's theory is. The 0.4 degree difference in felt temperature is actually the difference between needing sheep fat on your body or not. Very good point, Josh.
And
well highlighted
Look,
there.
if you're just listening for the first time, it's because we went swimming in Tasmania over the weekend, freezing cold.
Phil had a wetsuit
I
on.
had a wetsuit as a smart person. What
I
did
had
you wear?
sheep fat rubbed into my body, old school.
Oh, it was so gross.
But
Like,
anyway.
just imagine it. It's sticky and he can't get it off afterwards. He's like, oh, I can't get it off. Yeah, duh. But sheep is quite different to whale blubber,
Kept
which
me
is
warm.
what the original...
I was as warm as
I'm
toast,
not
Phil, just
sure.
like my ancestors in Scotland in the Highlands there with their kilts on. That was the secret.
I don't
It
think
was
they
sheep
would-
fat
they
rubbed
were
in.
not putting sheep
It
fat
was
on.
sheep fat. But speaking of sheep, Phil, it's funny we're talking about
What
sheep
a
today.
segue.
Because we
What a
have
professional you are.
Pastors Mark and Cindy Kuyava in the studio today. Local church pastors in
Oh,
Brisbane,
dear.
dead set heroes at
Yes.
Vision Radio.
Aw,
They
thank
function
you.
as chaplains here one day a week. And I believe, guys, you want to talk to us today about sheep.
Sheep. Everyone can relate to sheep because we are sheep. Everyone else is in. How about you and I do this, Phil?
Look at me. Just keep looking.
Marky
Yeah.
wants some sheep fat. Marky, I'll hook you
The
up, mate.
boys have
I'll fix
lost
you up.
it.
I just can't
They have.
get
Cindy.
the image of
Andy with
Andy with fat everywhere. It's just like hilarious.
And he couldn't
bad,
get
is
it off.
It's not bad.
Yeah, can you imagine? But today we're moving on from
Yes,
sheep
yes,
fat and
we're
we're
gonna move
looking at John 10:27, which we began talking about a couple of weeks ago.
My sheep hear my voice, I know them, and they follow me. And we talked about hearing.
Yes.
We kind of landed on this idea that it means that God wants us 100% fixed on him.
Yeah.
That's kind of the one thing. We have an audience just with him, you know.
Yeah.
And so then we bounce into the second one part of it here where I know him, and I'll lead with this. It's, yes, hearing is 100% being fixed on him. Knowing him is 100% being open to him. And it comes from this Greek word. Can we remember what it...
Gnosko?
Gnosko. Is that right?
Yes, but it's where he knows us.
Yes.
God knows us. So
Yeah.
we hear, we hear him,
Yes.
but he knows us and we follow him.
Yes.
So that gnosko, that knowing of how he knows us.
Deep down inside. So it's not the wording that, hey, God, I'm letting you in. You know what I mean? What it is that through the cross of Jesus Christ, he allows us the opportunity for us to give of ourselves 100% to him.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool, I think, deep down. So with that in mind, why do we hide from God? You know?
Well, in the Bible, they hid from God because they felt guilty.
Correct, exactly,
point.
you know?
When you look at Adam and Eve.
Absolutely. Across the board, it's like that, you know. Why is it that we always shut God off? You know, why is it that when I'm hurting, I run away from God? I don't know why we do this when he's made a way open and a door open to us. Yes, it's regret. Yes, it could be shame. Yes, it could be guilt. Yes, it could be all these kind of things. But for me, I think sometimes in my life, I just feel like I just don't really understand God's unconditional love enough.
Yeah.
That's regardless of the conditions. It doesn't matter what I've done or where I'm going. God says, no, I've made a way open. Be 100% open to me. Genesis 3, like you made the reference to, is one of the saddest scriptures that we find, is that they're in the presence with God. They're there in the garden, and they were ashamed. They said, we heard the footsteps of you walking, and we just hid. Oh, it's so sad. That's not what God ever wanted. No.
Yeah.
In the mistakes, in the regret, in the shame, whatever it is, he says, no. Through Christ, come on in. Don't go away
Come
from me.
boldly into the throne.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Come to me. But yet our tendency is not to do that. Our tendency is to
Yeah.
run
He's-
and not be there.
I think of it like he's literally throwing open the doors through Christ that
Yeah.
we get to come, not just into the house, but into the, the intimate spaces. It's not like,
Yeah.
if you have a 2-story house, but your guests are only allowed downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, come into the whole house, come and be with me,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you and
Yeah.
you can know me.
Yeah, so much more deeper. So Matthew 11:28 says, "Come unto me." It's again this invitation. Doesn't matter what the regrets are, the failures, the fears. Where you've let people down, where you even where you think you're strong in, the pride of all of that. put that all aside and just have that openness to God. It's always an invitation. He wants us to come to him. Today, don't hide from him. Just run to him.
Yeah. What a good message. And I'm just visualising little sheep just following the shepherd. No, seriously.
Running through the gate.
Because every animal can hear sounds and voices. Goats can hear too, but they won't follow.
Yeah.
But a sheep will follow because they're open to God. And I just pray for all of us and for you listening right now that we will be open to God and allow him to lead us. And when we hear his voice, we'll actually follow him.
Exactly.
That's right.
And like you said, enter his big house, Cindy.
That's right.
Great message, guys.
It's safe to be with God.
Right.
It's safe, you know.
Mark and Cindy Kuyava, what a great message today. As always, thank you so much for coming into the studio today. You're both glowing. Am I glowing too from the sheep fat, by the way?
Absolutely, you are.
Thank
Your
you.
skin looks a whole new level of glow.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
The glow with the fat of the sheep.
The sheep fat glow.
Well, you never know. Like the latest in men's care is using beef tallow with honey. That's what they say.
Really?
So now your latest is sheep fat.
Sheep
Maybe
fat.
start a new
Add some
trend.
honey to it, maybe.
Bottle it up.
Boom.
I'm
Bottle
pretty
it up.
sure Andy's the only one following that regime.
I'm not getting on board. I'm going to say so.
No, I've seen it in action, and you don't want to go there.
Anyway, guys, we aren't going there. I went there. But hey, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Rise and Shine.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Oh, very good. Look, lots more to come. I want to say about half an hour from now, we will be touching base with the Cuzzy Bros in New Zealand, but we're also on the lookout. Has your sat-nav given you dodgy directions? Or maybe a person. Maybe it's a person. I think it's probably a sat-nav. We're blaming sat-navs this morning.
Love the Rise and Shine podcast? Tell a friend today.
Yes.
We had to go from Burnie in the north of Tasmania to Hobart, which is sort of in that south area.
Yep.
And it was about a 4 hours drive. We'd popped it into the sat-nav, that direction, and off we went. But on the way, Andy, as like to do it, I agreed with you, said, hey, we need to divert.
We had to see the Tanner penguin.
Penguin was on the way, and we were like, sorry, Siri, we'll get back to you.
That's right.
We left her on her little route, but she was a bit grumpy. Like, I have to say, she wasn't happy that we were diverting our attention to go down this coastal track.
She tried to destroy us, Phil, because she told us to turn left into the ocean.
Well,
and we disobeyed orders.
Well, let's say, so we just imagine, and you can go over to Rise and Shine on our Facebook page. It's a big yellow header. You can't miss us there. And you can see a video of us driving into Penguin. Beautiful. We were hunting a giant penguin that we'd heard about.
Yeah.
You can see that. Then the next post is us. We're coming out of Penguin. We're driving along this beautiful coastal road. Andy is admiring the train track that runs next to said road, next to ocean. There's a cliff that goes over the edge. And what does Siri tell us to do? Have a listen. This is from the car. So we're pretty sure that Google has got it in for us, Andy. You've been ignoring her, and what did she just ask you?
She just told me to take a sharp left turn.
Sharp left.
Off the railway
So let's
line.
go left. Right into the ocean.
That's right.
And so
That's what Google wants.
So Google in Tasmania is definitely out to get us. What are you going to do, Maverick?
And Google's motto is "Don't be evil." Well, isn't that a lie, hey?
Sharp left
Talk about
here.
misinformation. I want Albo onto this now. I want action now. Albo, Long, get onto it.
Oh my goodness,
Get
Andy.
onto it.
There we go. Adventures on the road. Well, that is Adventures on the Road, but we did get safely to Hobart, even though we ignored Siri.
He did.
But there you go, Andy. We've got us talking today about rogue directions.
Yeah, well, I remember a story, Phil, even before Sat-Nav and Google and Siri. I was in Papua New Guinea. The first time I ever preached in Papua New Guinea.
Oh.
Woke up early. I asked God, what should I speak about? I had a real message on my heart.
Great.
And we took off in this four-wheel drive with a missionary and another Bible college student. And we were given directions
Yeah.
to get to this town, this sort of isolated logging town where they're chopping down trees to export to Japan. And we're driving along. And then the road goes from a normal road to a dirt road. And you're thinking, okay,
yeah?
this is probably okay. And then from the dirt road, we're sort of on small little grassy sort of fields.
That's not good.
And long story cut short, Phil, we ended up in about 5 feet high grass.
No.
It's called kunai grass. And the four-wheel drive could not go any further. And we're literally sitting in the car and in this massive big thing of long grass. And we'd taken the wrong turn, Phil.
Oh, no. And you didn't...
Well, you know what? It's funny. Because I got up early and I'd prayed and I felt God gave me a message, I kind of analysed. I thought, well, if God gave me a message, somehow we're going to find this place. And because the missionary's like, oh, maybe we should just give up and turn back and go back. And he's like, oh, let's just reverse out of here and we'll go this way. And luckily he took the right turn and we ended up in this little logging town. I preached my message. People got touched and God really moved. But that was a funny story, Phil. That you're literally driving along a four-wheel drive and the grass becomes 4 or 5 feet high and you just can't go any further. So that was my Gilligan's old tale from Papua New Guinea, Phil.
It's funny, isn't it, that you didn't turn around any earlier. It wasn't until you were actually being taken over by the grass that you thought, is there something wrong here?
Well, PNG's called the land of the unexpected. I was in the back seat. I was just, sitting back there, waiting on God, just believing God for a great day, and the missionary was driving.
Wow.
But yeah, it was pretty funny ending up there.
Sound like that 3-hour tour.
That's right, the 3 hours.
We could be like, where's Andy? Still stuck?
It was a long drive. Let's just say that, a very long drive.
Just the right mix of things to inspire and things to make you smile. Rise and shine on Vision.
I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday this morning. And I wanted to go, we've been talking about the ends of the earth. That's one of the sort of themes that's come through as Andy and I have been chatting this morning. And so I thought I'd look at one of the ends of Australia. Laura has a beautiful vision signal there. It's in the Cape York Peninsula in far north Queensland.
Nice.
So if you think Hobart, where we were on Sunday, Monday, and then you've got Laura right up the tippy top of Australia.
The tippy top.
The tippy top. Isn't it cool that we have signals everywhere? And that's because Vision is able to go Australia-wide thanks to the Vision family. And so aware of that heritage over the weekend when we were meeting so many of our wonderful Tasmanian listeners, that we're, and you say that idea of standing on the backs of people who have sacrificed and given and been part of this vision for so many years. And we're really blessed to be part where we are now. But thank you to everyone who over those many years has given so that places like Laura and that wonderful transmission that we were listening to in Hobart, but 88 FM in Laura can be there so that it can bring life and the gospel across the country. And your weather today in Laura, shall we have a look?
Let's check it out, Phil.
Right now, it's about, I want to say it's about 20 degrees right now. It's heading to 29, as you can imagine.
No need for sheep fat there, Phil.
No, please don't.
It's warm enough already.
I think so.
And just following on from that, so we've got about 800 transmitters across Australia now. I can't wait, Phil, till there's 1,600.
Andy's already jumping right ahead. I was going to say 1,000, but you're going.
No, I'm doubling.
Yeah, bring
it's double
it.
or nothing. Because that means even more people will have access to Vision Christian Radio, and that through Vision, God can impact people's lives, bring change, bring encouragement, bring hope, bring faith, because that's what we all need, Phil.
Bring truth. And unlike those sat-navs, which can lead you astray,
yes,
we're going to say no.
We've been talking about that today. But let's talk about what the Bible says in Psalms chapter 2. We're talking about Jesus, as you said, being given the nations for his inheritance, the ends of the earth for his possession. I want to read the next few verses. It says in verse 9, you shall break them with a rod of iron. This is talking to Jesus about the nations. You shall dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. And this is just really illustrating to us all just how big God is. We need to remember, no matter how big or bad or powerful our nation state is right now, the sad thing about humanity, Phil, is we get proud. And we think we're more important than we are. Because look at the Roman Empire. They tried to mock Christians. They actually, persecuted Christians and in some cases put Christians to death in the arena. And at that time, Rome was so powerful, so dominant. Where is the Roman Empire now, Phil? It doesn't exist.
And in this scale of history, and even what you're going through right now, we were laughing with the chappies, weren't they, about the future and what your future
what it looks like, yeah.
But it's good to think that actually in the scale of time, what we are in right now is actually just a small part of a bigger eternity.
It is, yeah, but what I was saying is that we all have to look and just realise how big God is. That's what this psalm's all about, that the nations mean nothing to God. And if we're just humble and we just say, God, I need you in my life, I need you to help me. If nations do that, Phil, they're blessed. But even as individuals, we just need to remember God's bigger than this world. He's bigger than governments. He's bigger than what's going on in the media. He's bigger than business. He's just God. And if we view him like that, Phil, I believe that's the pathway to blessing.
Oh, praise God.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
One of the things that we've loved the most was that we were able to meet so many of our Vision and our Rise and Shine family. So thank you to everybody who came out to say hi, who jumped on board at any of the many events that we were part of. The hugs, I have to say, Andy, I reckon that I had more hugs than my entire life in those few days, and I loved every one one them.
Funny, I wasn't getting the hugs. Phil.
No,
that's okay.
You might not give off a hug sort of a vibe.
I had a few man hugs, but let's just say the sisters were hugging you, and that's probably the way it should be,
It
Phil.
should. I did love it.
So Phil, do you remember when we were in Tasmania? We're walking along in the town of Burnie, and a tradie drove past in the ute and yelled out, "Hey, Phil and Andy, how are ya?" Well, guess what,
That'd
Phil?
be me.
The tradie's on the line now, brother. Welcome to Rise and Shine.
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. That was an amazing weekend. We definitely felt something in the air. And it hasn't left, mate. It's amazing. It's so tangible. When people of God step on the soil, you can feel it. Like you can just feel the atmosphere changed. And I actually walked past you both in the street, and I heard your voice. I'm like, there he is.
There he is.
I hope was the melon not too disappointing? You know, you'd heard the voice, and was it a disappointment when you saw the melon in person?
Oh.
Mate, don't worry about the melon. God's promised it's a new body, so we don't have to worry about that. We've got the promise, mate, of a new body.
We've got the hope for the future, haven't we?
What an answer. Yeah, it's
Just
not
focus
great,
on the Lord. Focus on the Lord.
Mate, it's coming. Don't you worry. It's coming. Don't you worry.
The new melon. Boy, just hang on. Just hang on.
It's not about what you look like right now, but we're looking to the future.
That trains are coming. That gospel trains are coming.
That's right, mate. You know, you say we look fit, but we look fit. We might not be fit, but we got to look the part, mate.
It's so funny. What you see now in the mirror is just dim.
That's
and
right.
Then
It's
the
so
glory
dim.
is coming, Andy.
It's so dim, yeah.
It's so,
But anyway, mate.
So you've got
sorry.
You got the mayor of Burnie, mate. You got the mayor of Burnie, Mayor Teeny Bop. And you've got Jezza the tradie, mate. So when you come back down, you've got some good contacts.
Oh, mate, we are just
We're so wanting to come
so
back.
many good contacts. So, Jezza, what sort of tradie are you? What do you do?
Mate, I'm a carpenter by trade. So I've been a carpenter, mate, since I've been 19 or 20 here. Really long time. And at the moment, I'm sort of halfway in between working for the Department of Education as well. So I do a lot of the grounds and I do a lot of the maintenance. And it's really good because it's given me a stepping stone to look after a lot of the children and to input a lot of the things the children don't have. Some of these kids don't have fathers and things like that. Wow. It's another tool in the shed that God's used, and I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah. So I think the school actually ask you to help sometimes, don't they, with kids who are challenged in their behaviours, and you take them for little walks around the grounds and give them little pep talks. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I walk around the grounds. Sometimes I've got to go chase them because they've done a run-up. But
either way, there's action happening.
And how is your 100 metres, mate? What's your best time on the school grounds?
Well, mate, I used to be able to do it in 12.7, believe it or not.
Serious?
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
was that
barefoot.
downhill with the wind behind you?
Mate, that was downhill. That was with my mum chasing me with a wooden spoon.
With the jandle.
Me and my mum used to do a lot of running in the day.
That's right.
Did she beat you in the day? Would she beat you in a running race, or did she let you win?
Well, originally, I used to live in Sydney, in the western suburbs of Sydney, so basically 3 or 4 times of the week my mum and dad used to do a lot of running with me with a wooden spoon and
a whip of cords, just like Jesus.
dear.
But yeah, so you take these kids around the school and you give them little pep talks, huh?
Yeah, mate, basically because I've got that tradie background as well, it's utilised in the school really well. We're able to do a lot of toolbox meetings and make little billy carts and things like that, and actually have a project that they can concentrate on. And like you say, it's another tool in the toolbox where the school can use and go, look, here's an hour. Go spend some time with Jezza. Go and focus on something, and that actually lowers that behaviour problem that they have sometimes. The only problem is they like it so much they don't go back into the classroom.
They just want to stay with Jezza.
I'd be with Jezza. That's true. That sounds much more fun than maths.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is more fun, but it's an honour to be used by the Lord like that. And when you come back here, mate, we'll show you around some good spots, mate. You'll enjoy it one day.
Well, maybe I need to go for a couple of walks with you around the school grounds.
Well, he's pretty naughty, actually.
Give me some pep talks, Jezza. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, mate, you get more than a pep talk, mate. Let's throw you in the ocean again.
But no, Jezza, seriously, I mean, obviously you're a strong Christian and you're a tradie, but now you're making a difference in kids' lives in schools. And I'm sure some of those conversations you're having, you probably don't even realise the impact of them, because some of those kids, like you said, if there's no dad at home, you're the first adult male that's actually shared some real sound wisdom and sound advice, and even just taking the time to spend with these kids. I'm sure you're sowing some great seeds in their lives, Jezza, so well done, mate.
Yeah, no, it's an honour, and it's, like you say, when the COVID hit, it hit us bad because there are a lot of chaplains in schools that wouldn't take up that COVID banner, and they got sacked.
Wow.
So I was able to be sort of involved with the school still and sort of slide around that banner where, 3 or 4 times a week I'd have children come up, grade 6 students come up to me and ask me random things like, is God real? Where does he live?
Wow.
It's all figment of my imagination. I'm like, hang on, let's have a think about this. What came first, the lungs or the air? And you just get them to think a little bit differently. You don't have to go too spiritual with them, but, do it on their level. And, mate, I'll tell you what, the best conversations ever with these students more than adults. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, well, thank you so much, Jezza. We're just so inspired. We loved meeting you in person and just great to hear some of your story this morning as well. Thank you for giving us a call.
Yep, you're welcome. God bless you, mate, and see you soon.
Oh, thank you, Jezza. There you go.
What a champion.
What a champion. It sounds like we need to go back. There's a lot of Tasmania that we haven't explored.
It was a bit unusual, though, wasn't it, Phil? We're walking along the street and have some guy we've never met before. Hey, Phil and Andy, give us the way.
We were walking back from the mayor's office, actually.
Right.
We were like, we needed a little bit of sunshine and we needed to walk and make sure our legs were working still.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and what a cool guy. And
So
obviously
cool.
God using him in that school as well as in his trade. And he came to the service on the Friday night too, didn't he? We met him there. And just good times all around, Phil.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
That is good news, isn't it, Phil? He loves us for who we are, not what we do.
Isn't that good? And who he is in us, which you could make. Maybe there's a new song.
That's getting deep now, Phil.
Ali, maybe you could write another song that talks about it's because of who God is inside of us that he, therefore, we can come boldly into the throne of grace to find help.
Well, as I was saying, Phil, he just loves us. Can we just keep it simple for me, please?
God loves it.
You're getting
I'm just
very
thinking it
complicated.
through. I'm like, you're getting excited. But anyway, what's not complicated is that we've managed to get a satellite link through to a radio station in New Zealand.
Across the Tasman.
Across the ditch, as they say. And in New Zealand, there's Rima FM, and the Rima network has TV and some radio stations, Christian content. And so we thought, how fun to be able to zoom in with them, to have a chat, find out what's happening. Last time we did this, we had a problem that we were wondering about whether Kiwis say give it the jandle.
Yes, we wanted some confirmation from New Zealand.
And they didn't confirm.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. They didn't back you up.
Because they're like you, Phil. They don't give it the channel. It takes one to know one.
No, that's right. They're safe drivers. So we've got Andrew and Kat, though, and we've been having a chat online. I think we've got them now in a hot link, uplink. But this time they've said they're going to turn the tables on us.
Okay.
So we'll see what this is all about. I'm going through to them now, just looking us through to New Zealand, the Rima Studios. Andrew and Kat.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is that a didgeridoo we hear?
No, that was coming from you, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Is
it was
that-
coming through your line.
Yeah. I was just playing it.
That's
Yeah.
what Andy does in his spare time.
I play worship music on the didgeridoo. It's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Shout to the Lord.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'd love to sort of find out a little bit more about how you guys roll and the kind of expressions that you guys use. Maybe you use them on the radio from time to time. So we thought we could play a game, Aussie Lingo Bingo, with you.
Oh, I like that.
We're up for that. Definitely. How fun.
Yeah, last time you introduced us to this whole phrase about giving it the jandle, which, again, I came up with a theory, by the way, that this has been developed by expat Kiwis in Australia.
I created this expression to just, stand out amongst the Australians.
Perhaps.
We have been using it. I wasn't even using it before, but now I use it regularly. In fact,
Phil owns it now.
I'm constantly like, give it the jandle.
And I don't use the phrase, but I definitely give it the jandle on a regular basis in my vehicle. So
Vision Breakfast.
That's right.
Vision Breakfast, give it the jandle.
It's going to work this morning. We're going to run a few expressions by you. And if you do use that expression, we want you to say bingo. So just yell out bingo. Okay. Does that sound good?
Now, is that a bango or a bingo? Which one do you want? You want a bango or a bingo?
A bingo.
A bingo, okay.
Bingo.
What about a bango?
They take your baby sometime if you're not careful.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
that's a bit dark. Bingo. Rightio.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. First phrase, Kat, what do you got?
Fair dinkum.
Fair dinkum. Oh, no.
No bingo from me. I got a cousin who says it, but nah.
We don't use it as much as you think.
Okay, anyone says it, just say bingo.
Okay.
All right, built like a brick dunny.
Bingo.
No, you do not.
Well,
you
I
say
know people that say it.
How do they use that in a
They
context?
change the parameters. Well, it means you're solid. You're a big unit.
Built like a brick.
Well, and the non-Christian version's even a little bit more crass than that, Phil. But yes,
it?
built like
Let's not go
a
there.
brick. You know what? Yes.
Oh.
Okay, here's the next one. Go off like a frog in a sock.
Yeah. Bingo. Unfortunately, we've said that far too much.
No way.
We actually did that for Danny Goki. It's going to go off like a frog in a sock.
So, yeah, what does it mean?
Well, we assume that at some point someone got a frog that was stuck in a sock and it just went off down the road. And quite crazy.
They go a bit cray-cray.
Go a bit cray-cray.
They jump up and down a lot
You're
because they want to get
going
out of the
off
sock.
To be fair, I mean, how would you feel if somebody put you in a sock, right?
Exactly.
I would
Trapped.
What are those toads that you have over in Australia? Those crazy toads that everyone likes to hit?
Cane toads.
Mm.
Have you?
Cane toad.
Have
Wouldn't
you had
that be a better expression to go off like a cane toad in a sock?
Oh, that's just scary.
You wouldn't want a cane toad in your sock because they've got that poison on them. You know, if you touch them or lick them. When you lick them, actually, life gets really interesting because
We don't do that.
it's-
Don't lick the toad, Andy.
I don't lick the toads, but I've heard of people who do. It's a cheap high. But they're not nice. But frogs are nice. It's okay having a frog in the sock, but not a cane
I've
toad.
had a frog, a cane toad in a shoe.
Here's another one
Mhm.
All right.
for you.
Yep.
Flat out like a lizard drinking.
Oh, bingo! That's a definite sign.
Really? Okay, so what's the deal with this?
Well, it means you're flat out, like you're going hard, you're really busy. But of course, it's a picture of a lizard lying down having a drink at a dam, like a goanna, flat out.
Wait,
like you're
so
flat
does
out.
that mean you're?
Oh, you're not
so are
going
you
fast?
relaxing, or are you doing a lot? Because
No, you're doing a lot. It means you're doing a lot, and it makes no sense. But it's like a picture of a lizard lying down flat, so you're flat
I'm
out.
sure it's not making any sense.
No,
to me.
that
It's
doesn't
a
make
thinking
Here's
man
another one.
saying. It's a thinking man saying.
I doubt that.
Pour yourself a big glass of concrete.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
I
Drink
can't-
some-
I-
you say drink some concrete. You
Yeah.
say, can you toughen up and
Bingo?
drink some
Okay,
concrete?
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
bingo.
half thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yep,
and
definitely.
it's to do with what? Toughening up?
Yeah, harden
like
up,
You might
harden
say
up.
harden up. Drink some concrete and get on with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I feel like we're really building a bridge here, by the way.
We are. We are.
Understand each other.
Oh, my arm.
Cultural barriers are coming down as we speak. Yes.
Imagine the unity between the nations.
Learned a lot today.
Yeah,
Oh, we hope you have.
That's
We
all
do
we
our
can
best.
do.
You know, we do our best.
been an absolute privilege. Should we do it again in a couple of weeks?
Oh, definitely.
Andrew and Kat, definitely. So we'll come back at you in a couple of weeks. We'll have to think of something similar and
A game.
a little game to play. Yes, with our Kiwi
else?
cousins.
Oh, very good. That was Andrew and Kat from Rima FM. So fun to have a chat with them.
We'll have to make this a regular thing, Phil.
I think so. If you've got some ideas for maybe some new
Yeah.
Kiwi things that you need to know, we might ask them. You know, on a serious note, it would be great to know what God is doing in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Because
I'd like to know too, have they ever seen a Kiwi in real life? Because
apart from a zoo,
yeah,
you see it at the zoo.
it's like in Australia. How many of us have actually seen a platypus in the wild
True.
or an echidna in the
Okay.
wild? I think a lot of Aussies would answer no to those questions. Even koalas. You hardly see a koala in the wild.
Really?
Well, have you seen me in the wild?
Yeah, quite a few.
Really? Where?
Well, we used to have a house and
Yeah.
it would back front and back to bush and it had just been built.
Okay.
So I had koalas come and knock on the door.
Oh, wow.
Like they came and I felt a bit bad because I think they thought that was still their pathway
That
through
was
the
their
other
highway,
side.
yeah.
Suddenly a house had come in the middle.
Yes, you'd invaded their space.
Yeah, so literally a koala would just come and scratch when this was when Bella was a baby, and
Oh.
we'd just open the door and there's a koala, and we'd say, "I'm so sorry, mate. We live here now."
Did you give them any food?
No,
any
I don't-
compensation?
No, I'm not sure if you're supposed to. And at the back of the house, you could look out, and funny story.
Yeah.
When we went to buy the block of land, I was standing there. This is pre-children, and I could hear this sound. So we went to see the people who were selling the land, and I said, "Look, we're going to have kids in this house. I want to know if it's safe. What is that noise?
Yeah, what's that monster out
I know,
there?
my goodness. I was really concerned. So
Is that one of the neighbours?
well, they did. They were like, they laughed, and I thought, this is not funny.
Yeah.
Like, if there's bush pigs or whatever it is, I'm not going to put my new babies here. And they were like, it's koalas. The koalas and they did. They would be at the back of my bedroom making this horrendous all through the night.
Wow.
And then they'd jump from tree to tree and they'd be having fights.
Really?
and
They jump from
100%,
tree to tree?
100%.
See, you're more familiar with koalas than I am.
I am
Phil.
all over. I know all about koalas.
Yeah.
We moved away. The koalas, not traffic noise, koala noise was the problem.
You actually moved away because the noise
No,
was so
not
bad.
really. It was the mozzies, actually. I'm just saying that. But it was very noisy, but fun.
Were the mozzies noise as well?
Oh, they were just terrible.
Were they?
Yeah. Anyway, don't live that close to the bush, I think is the saying there.
Brought to you by the generosity of Vision family members across Australia and around the world. The Rise and Shine podcast.
Rise and shine, Phil and Andy with you this morning.
Beat the toaster.
That's right. This is the game we play. Got 60 seconds on the clock while we cook some toast. And while the toasters are cooking, You've got 10 questions you have to answer with a single letter. Pretty exciting.
Sounds easy, Phil, but I'll tell you what, I can promise you it is not easy.
Not as easy as it sounds, but someone who's up for the challenge is Jenny, who's at the airport. Jenny, you're very kind to make time to do this while you're waiting for the plane.
Yep. Good on you.
And $1 million question, Jenny, is have you had any toast today?
Oh, I know I had a croissant for breakfast.
A croissant.
That is better than a toast any day.
Bonjour, madame.
Madame,
Ça va? Very cultured, Jenny, hey?
On my toast, I like a bit of honey.
Oh, nice.
Look, Jenny doesn't even need us to do this because she's just answering all the questions without us even asking.
She's all over it,
She's
Phil.
like, honey, yep, get onto it. I love you.
Well, I'm
That's
going to
fantastic.
dig deep. I'm
Oh,
going
you
to
wanna
have a
know.
deep dive.
Is it-
Do you toast your croissant or do you eat it just nice and raw and cold?
Oh, no, it was toasted. I actually wasn't planning on having one, but she thought I ordered one for me as well as my husband.
How good is a toasted croissant?
Ham and cheese or jam?
Yeah, ham and cheese.
Oh,
Yes.
Jenny.
Yes, Jenny.
Can you bring one here? That's actually, I don't normally have breakfast.
Sounds very nice right now,
It
doesn't
does
it, Phil?
sound really good. A banana's not seeming like it's playing as well.
I feel like we were a little bit spoilt in Tasmania, Phil.
Yeah,
we
we
just
were.
ate too much food. Well, I did. Now, speaking for myself, I ate way too much food.
Well, you did. And yeah, like, I'm not judging, but yes, you did. Now, we're going to play with Jenny. Jenny, are you ready to go?
Yep, ready to go.
Okay, your letter is O for...
Oh.
Oh, no.
We don't
O
give
for
any
oh,
words
no.
because that word could be an answer.
As I'm doing it, the words that I'm wanting to say could be answers.
O for Oompa Loompa.
Oompa Loompa, which
There you
is what
go.
we want to start.
There you go.
We want a chocolate factory. Okay, here you go. There we go. We're ready to go. 60 seconds. Andy, I need you to keep track.
And
a time starts
now.
now. Oscar. Oh,
Oscar.
a boy's name.
Well,
A boy's name. Oh, Oscar.
where did she get that
A
from?
foreign city.
Oh, I can't hear them.
A foreign city. A foreign city.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, no. A type of bird.
Ostrich.
An adjective.
Ongoing.
An American state.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, a type of food.
A type of what?
Food.
Food. Orange.
Yeah, a musical instrument.
Oompa Loompa.
Something you... An Oompa Loompa.
I don't think the Oompa Loompas would like to hear that.
Something you find in the ocean.
The ocean.
The ocean itself. A movie title.
Orient Express.
Oh, very good.
Oh, well
okay,
done.
I'm going to give you one more because there was a bit of a time delay there. A fictional character.
Oscar in Sesame Street.
Oh, very good.
Oh, wow.
Did we get everything then? I got a bit distracted.
I feel like
Did we get a foreign city and a type of bird at that point? I'm not.
I feel like you gave her question one.
Well, I answered.
Question one was a gift, Jenny. It was a gift.
I'm going to
What?
say that
Oscar.
as a game, we won. That was the best the game has
The
ever
game
been played.
was the winner. The question from Phil was Oscar. Okay, let me think about that. Oh, by the way, what's a boy's name? Oh, let me have a think about that.
Maybe it goes
Maybe I
backwards.
should pray about it. A boy's name. How about Oscar, Phil? Yes.
I am so good at being a game show host.
Phil, you've missed your calling.
I
You know, you've missed your calling. You should have started all the questions like that with the answer.
We could do that. There's a game. There's a game that does
You
that.
would have bamboozled, Jenny.
Yeah. From now on, we just say the answer and you've got to guess the question that matches
Yes, you need to tell us a question.
it. Like some sort of prophetic sleeping.
I could tell this morning that you were wanting to give away the secret sound.
I do want to give it away. I want everyone
She's
to
in a
win.
generous mood. Very generous mood today.
Oh, dear Jenny, thank you for playing. And we know that you're on your way to Papua New Guinea, so can we pray for you before you get on that flight?
Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you so much.
Well, let's pray. Father, we as a country, everyone lean in. Jenny's about to get on a plane to go and teach in Papua New Guinea for YWAM. We just pray right now, blessing upon your trip from this very moment till the moment you return. We just pray for God's favour, his blessing, his hand upon every single detail. We thank you, God, that you have purposed and planned this before the very beginning of time. You know what's going to happen, and Jenny will walk in every moment of that, knowing that she's highly favoured of God. She's got the wisdom of God, the mind of God, and that angels surround her and her family and that plane like a shield. We thank you that you take her and bring her back in safety, and for wonderful testimony of the work that you will do through her on this trip. In Jesus' name we declare, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Thank you for playing, Jenny. You're a good sport. Sorry that was a bit dodge.
Okay, thank you so much.
Look him you behind, Jenny. Look him you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me Vision's breakfast show is now available around the clock and on demand? Incredible! The Rise and Shine podcast. Rise and Shine.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
It is, and all through the day.
Thanks to your daughter, Millie, who came up with that phrase, Wonderful
Yes,
Wednesday.
as I was giving her a hug this morning in her little bed, and big bed. She's got a queen size bed, you know.
Oh, gee, she's living the dream.
She's living the dream. I don't know where you go from that, to be honest. When
Kids
you're
today,
13.
Phil. Kids today.
In my day, luxury.
I don't know about you. If I'm on my own, I actually like having a single bed.
Do you? No way.
It's warmer.
The bigger the bed.
No, because
You
it's
put
more,
pillows
it's more
around.
cozy.
No.
Mm.
No. I like to stretch out. Give me a big bed.
Even on
any
your
day.
own, hey?
100%.
Well, you're like your daughter Millie, and my
There you
kids
go.
are the same. They all want big beds.
I want a big bed. There you go. But today we're actually talking about sat-navs, because you and I, we've been on this, and Noah, the Vision team, we've been on this trip to Tassie, and on the trip we found that Siri, our sat-nav,
Was a bit Siri.
well, she got angry, she got grumpy, and she tried to lead us astray and ditch us in the ocean, which
She did. Silly Siri.
Silly Siri. So we put the call out. Are we the only ones where sat-nav is leading us astray, some dodgy directions? 1-800-316-316. We've been taking your calls throughout the morning. And I've got Rebecca, you're on the line, and you've got a story about your daughter, I think.
Yeah, her and her husband were driving their little car from Canberra to visit me in Blue Mountains, Hazelbrook, I think. And they were following the directions. They'd never been that way before. And suddenly they get pulled up by these two men in a vehicle, and they said, "Where are you going, or what are you doing?" And they said, "Going to see my mum." And suddenly they said, "Well, you're on, I think it was army property."
Oh no!
On the training ground. And so they got an escort to the boundary, and they told them which way to go, and then they got to me and told me the story. So that was about 15 or 16 years ago, I believe.
It does sound like the directions are trying to get them blowing up, actually.
Was there any live
I had no
firing
idea.
taking
They were
place?
just
Was it?
following the machine.
Yeah, but was there live firing going on? Was there sound of explosions and bullets flying by?
No.
You can just imagine suddenly there's like rocket ships going over the top, and you're like, I don't know if we're in Kansas
The little
anymore.
old lady driving along in her little car.
I'm just going to see my mum. It's
Anyway,
that's so
That's funny.
terrible. That's a great story. Thank you so much for giving us a call.
Oh, thank you for letting me share.
We love it.
See ya.
Have a great day. Love listening to you.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. And I just got a visual, actually, of them driving onto a military base.
How do you do that?
Do.
How did she pass the checkpoint?
Well, surely, what is wrong with this military base that there isn't some sort of... I thought there would be... Yeah, imagine, in my head, okay, this is where my mind goes, they're on a runway. I don't know why, but they're actually on the runway. And
Jets
there's
taking off.
There's military jets everywhere. And they're just driving down the middle with their sat-nav. Doom. That's the visual that I've got in my brain.
Yeah, well, I think security might need to be beefed up on that particular military base, Phil. What do you think? She didn't have any camo on. She didn't have to sort of come in on a helicopter or something. She just drove in a car.
Driving to see my mum, got my basket of blueberries beside me to take to mum's place. Oh dear, there you go.
Too funny.
And it was on the way to Canberra. So
there you go.
If you're honest, that's probably where it should be the strongest.
You would think so.
But there you go.
You would think so.
Well, sat nav, well done. I guess.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a Brekkie show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
We're trying to get as many W's as we could.
www.
There
Phil.
you go. Not the World Wide Web, just wow, it's Wednesday.
Mhm.
That's where we're going. And you're waking up this morning, hopefully having a wonderful start to your day, particularly if you're in Corda in Western Australia right now, listening along on 88 FM. I wanted to give you a shout out and do the weather for you. But for those who are like, where is Corda? Well, it's in the northeastern wheatbelt region of Western Australia. So imagine Perth and go east about 236 Ks, and that's where it is. That's where Corda is. So, yeah, just inland there from and wheat is a big industry there. So when you look at Corda, they've got these dollies and things made of the stems of wheat, you know, when you can get those long and they make them into things.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, how cool is it? Like my kids never experienced it, but you could go back in time and that would have been like an afternoon activity.
Would have been a CWA event, I think. The Country Women's Association. They would have been sitting down making stuff out of the...
Yes, and if I was born back then, because I'm pretty competitive, I probably would have got involved and been making the best wheat dollies that there were.
The best wheat dollies in the district.
I'm sure I would have been aiming for that. Trying to get a show ribbon or something. Don't you think?
I don't know, Phil. You're telling the story.
I reckon I would. I'm just looking at it and thinking, my version of me 100 years ago probably would have been totally into that. But now I've never done it.
Well, you never know. It's the first time for everything, Phil. It may not be too late.
Invite us to Corda. Maybe we can sit there and you can teach us how to do it.
Well, maybe if we do a WA trip, we can go there and you can try your hand at it.
I could see if
what
I
can. What do you think?
Maybe I'm too late now to do it, but I'm happy to give it a crack.
Well, we are in Psalm 2. I'm going to finish off this chapter now because we're finishing off the day as well. Verse 12, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all those who put their trust in him. And this whole chapter, Psalm 2, is really a prediction about Jesus. And I love that imagery there. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry. And obviously in a lot of older cultures, Phil, sometimes men would kiss the hand or kiss the ring of the king. It was a way of showing your, I guess, your servitude, or just saying, hey, you're the king, I'm not the king, and bowing down to them. Great little prediction there about Jesus.
And I love the end of that. Blessed are all who trust in you. Blessed, empowered to prosper, you could say, is another way that you can look at that word.
Empowered. You're getting really deep on the definitions today.
Well, it's important because otherwise you just go, you're blessed. And in our culture, that just means, have fun. Yeah. It'll be good. But actually, God's empowering you to prosper. And how cool is that?
It's very cool.
When you trust in God, you're empowered to prosper, whatever you're doing this Wednesday.
Put your trust in him.
Beautiful.
Phil, there is some news yesterday. Chuck Girard, at the age of 81, has passed away. Now, if you don't know who Chuck Girard was, he's been described as one of the most influential figures in modern Christian music. Wow. And if you saw that movie, The Jesus Revolution, which was a really cool movie about all those hippies getting saved back in the 70s, well, in real life, Chuck Girard was one of those hippies. And he was in a band called Love Song, which just started writing and singing cutting-edge Christian music, which kind of made Christianity relevant to young people. And of course, that tradition, Phil, continues to this day with all the great worship music we have today, which is constantly trying to connect to modern audiences or modern people. So guess what? People like Michael W. Smith really looked up to Chuck Girard. This is what Michael W. Smith said after the passing. Chuck Girard, what a trailblazer you were. You changed my life. This is Michael W. Smith. I told you that many times, but I felt like I needed to say it to you every time I saw you. That Everlasting Living Jesus music concert is where I first found out about Love Song, his band, and then all of the LPs, Love Song and your solo record, they became part of my foundation. I still have them in my studio. So that's Michael W. Smith honouring Chuck Girard. Amy Grant also said this: I'm so grateful for the life Chuck lived and for the way he ran with endurance, the race that was set before him. The hope-filled music he poured out into the world using his God-given gifts has touched countless lives. Wow. I remember listening to Slow Down as a young teenager and how that song helped direct the course of my life. Now he is seeing what we have yet to see and hearing what we have only dreamed about, joining that great cloud of witnesses. We will all be there in the blink of an eye. That's Amy Grant. So this is big news. He was a giant of Christian music, a real pioneer. And as you said, Phil, he's graduated now to heaven. He
has. And here is a short tribute that's come through a website, Now Celebrities. But here's a little bit of a piece of a tribute to his life.
Chuck Girard, born on August 27th, 1943, and passing away on August 11th, 2025, was a cherished American musician whose name shines brightly in the history of contemporary Christian music. Known as one of its early pioneers, Chuck's music carried the warmth of faith, the joy of worship, and the sincerity of a heart dedicated to sharing God's love. His journey into music began in his youth after moving to Santa Rosa, California, during his teenage years. There, his talent found its first stage as a member of the vocal group The Castells, and later, he joined the surf rock band The Hondells, adding a touch of California sunshine to his early career. But Chuck's true calling would soon unfold in a new and inspiring chapter. In 1970, alongside drummer John Mellor, Chuck co-founded the groundbreaking group Love Song, one of the very first Jesus music bands in the United States. Their heartfelt melodies and messages of faith captured the spirit of a generation seeking hope and truth. Love Song's work would pave the way for the contemporary Christian music movement that followed, leaving an everlasting influence on worship music around the world. After several impactful years with Love Song, Chuck stepped into a solo career in 1975, bringing his personal artistry to the forefront. His debut album, Chuck Girard, introduced beloved tracks like Sometimes Alleluia and Rock and Roll Preacher, both of which became classics in Christian music circles. The album was also special for featuring the band Ambrosia, whose artistry blended beautifully with Chuck's heartfelt style. In a touching musical exchange, Chuck's voice and talent also found their way into Ambrosia's own albums. Ambrosia and Somewhere I've Never Traveled, though his exact contributions remained a quiet, uncredited gift. Beyond his musical accomplishments, Chuck's most treasured role was that of a loving husband, father, and grandfather. He and his wife, Karen, built a life centered on faith and family, raising 4 daughters. One of them, Elisa Childers, would go on to make her own mark as a member of the Christian girl group Zogirl and later as a respected Christian apologist. Together, Chuck and Karen were blessed with 4 granddaughters and 2 grandsons, each a part of the legacy of love he left behind.
And that is a wonderful tribute to, you were saying, Andy, one of the stalwarts of Christian music.
Well, he's been described as one of the pioneers of modern Christian music. So what a great life.
So I think today for our curtain call, we'll have one of his songs. We'll take a moment. We'll find there's quite a few that we could pick from, but we'll be back on the other side of this with a final tribute to Chuck and the wonderful music that he leaves here for us.
We're caffeinated and ready to face the day.
This is Rise and Shine on Vision.
He's graduated to heaven, but his music continues to bless us.
And his examples. And I'll be honest, I didn't know that the Zoe Girl, one of the Zoe Girl singers, was his daughter, because I used to really like Zoe Girl music about 20 years ago. They were really kind of cool, all-girl Christian band as well. So there you go.
There you go. Well, look, that concludes the show today. We're going to leave it now and let the rest of the Vision crew take over. Tomorrow, though, Andy, you won't be here.
No.
You're going to be leaving on a jet plane again. Have you not had enough of travel?
Oh, I can't get enough, Phil. Can't get enough.
Andy,
I'm going to Melbourne. This time not for work, but for pleasure. I've taken my youngest daughter to Melbourne for a few days away. Daddy-daughter time. It's going to be awesome.
Well, we'll have a wonderful time. We'll be praying for you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to have AJ Spur. She's going to fill in for you.
Girl power.
Girl power.
Okay.
So it should be fun.
So like the Christian Spice Girls, Phil?
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Come on, Phil. Work with me a little bit, Phil. Come on.
No, I will not. No, just jokes.
Who's going to, well, okay, let's keep going there then. Who's going to be Sporty Spice? Who's going to be...
You know what? I have in church been dressed up as a Spice Girl.
Oh, which one? Posh?
Back when I was at Bible
Sporty?
school, I was...
Baby?
Who had the crazy hair?
I don't know. I know there
One
was
of them had
Baby
a crazy
Spice,
hair.
Posh Spice, and Sporty Spice.
Well, I would have liked to have been Sporty Spice, but I don't fit that criteria. Crazy? Is there Crazy Spice?
There might have been. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Wasn't
I mean,
their
really.
biggest fan, Phil.
No, exactly.
their
But
biggest
somehow
fan.
we're talking about them. But as a result, we will have AJ filling in tomorrow for Andy. We're going to give it a
Better
couple
than the
of days
Spice
off.
Girls.
Better than the Spice. We just
Phil
if
and
that's
AJ.
the bar, no problem. Already done. But join us tomorrow morning. It will be fun, whatever it is, and have a wonderful day. We pray God's blessing upon it.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.